Hi everybody, it's Cindy here with Stampin' Trick Creations. I just want to say hello and welcome to today's event. And thank you to those of you that are here today, because that means you participated and gave to one of our charities by donating a kit or funds, whatever. So thank you from all of us for doing that. So if you are not familiar with who I am, my name is Cindy Piggott and I am the face behind Stampin' Trick Creations. I am one of the supporting Silver Sisters that is participating in today's event. And I have to tell you, this group of ladies is phenomenal. Such a great support. So awesome. Great friendships. I love these guys to bits. So I'm so glad that you're able to join us, and I hope you're enjoying the projects to date. I'm sorry I can't be with you live today. I am at a very, very large vendor event today. And so I thought the next best thing would be to bring you a recorded video. So I hope you enjoy this. You can always reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns. I'd be happy to answer them for you. And I have one card for you today that is kind of what I would call a fun fold. So I like to do fun fold, fancy fold. So if you ever follow me on my Monday nights, I try to do fun fold, fancy fold on Mondays, and then I do a technique on Thursdays. So I'll go ahead and I'll show you the card that we're going to make today. And it's pretty simple. So this is the card. And of course, if you are like me, I love this traditions of Christmas paper. And then what happens is that when this opens, it kind of opens like a tri-step. So it does kind of like, just to give you a side view of it. So this is kind of a different fun fold, I think, and it's super, super easy to do. So one of the things I want to point out that I do, and if you follow me, you know that I preach about this all the time, is I actually make myself a template. Now, I just take caca paper that I would have from other places, and I make myself a template. Now, this template actually has these two pieces here staggered, and I don't care for that, to be quite honest. I actually like them lined up, but then when you open this up, this actually could technically be used as a gift card holder if you wanted. I didn't do that on this card, but I would strongly suggest that you make yourself a template. Wherever possible. I store mine in a little plastic box, and then when I just need a card to design, I just grab from my box, and it makes my creating much more enjoyable because I'm not stressing over like what am I going to do, and I just literally go through my box and I grab, and then I pick my papers, and then I just start from there. So it's actually, for me, it's a lot less stressful. So hopefully that little tip will be helpful to you as well. All right, so for this card, what we're going to do is we're going to use a piece of Pool Party cardstock. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to score our cardstock first, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut our designer series paper, and then we'll cut our cardstock, our white cardstock, okay? So we're going to need our paper trimmer. So there is a little bit of scoring to this, and I just realized that my scoring tool is in my bag. So I'm going to use this and see how I make out. Okay, so I need to score this. So this is 4 1/4 by 11. Okay, so I'm going to score this at 2.5. I may have to run and grab my stylus or my bone folder. So 2.5, 3 3/4, 6 3/4. So I need to open up my arm. And 8 1/4. And that's pretty much all the scoring we need to do. Okay, so you should have something like this. So now we're just going to, I'm just going to move this out of the way for just a second. So now I just need to start folding, and this is the problem when I don't have my bone folder close by. So I'm just Z folding this, right? Mountain Valley, Mountain Valley. So I end up with something like this. Now, I'm just going to look because I feel like... Oh, yes. Okay. All of a sudden, I thought maybe I had folded it the wrong way. Okay, so here is my base. I really wish I had my bone folder close by. I'm just going to use this ruler. Okay, so now I need to cut my designer series paper. So I've taken it upon myself to pick this pattern because I love this pattern. Let's be honest, the whole paper pack is phenomenal. It's available November 17th, possibly, I think, the last time I checked. So because this is 4 1/4, all of my paper is going to be 4 inches. Now, I could have gone into my 8ths and my 16ths for this if I chose, but I'm not going to. So I need one piece that's going to be 2 1/4. I need a piece that's going to be 2 3/4. And I need a piece that's going to be 2 1/2. Okay. Now, move this out of the way. Now we're playing matching. Okay. So I'm going to go, this one is not going there. It's probably going there. This one is probably going here. And then my bottom one is probably going there. Okay. So let's go ahead and glue that down. So this backpack part is also very, very stunning. You can't really go wrong with this paper. Let's be real. Okay, so I'm just gonna see if I can eyeball that a little bit. Now, if I was doing this again, I probably would put another matte layer in between those two, between the pull part and the DSP. And usually I do that with 1/8 of an inch, just because it's just a small frame. But I'll leave that up to you. If you want to include that, go for it. Sometimes I find that when I start giving people the 1/8 measurements, it confuses them and then they get flustered and all the things. So traditionally, if I'm demonstrating something, I probably won't if I'm giving instructions on it, just because it sometimes it's just a little bit over the top for some people. So but there we go. Okay, so you'll notice I didn't put cardstock here or DSP there, and there's a reason, because you're not going to see it. So there's no sense in really wasting that beautiful paper on that. Okay, so here's our card so far. So now if I bring this back, we need to do these pieces. So let's take our old olive, and our old olive is going to be 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, which I think, okay, just have to trim it down a little bit. 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, and I need 2 of these. I feel like mine is bigger on my card. Let's go see. This can actually be any size though, okay? So don't panic if you're like, oh my goodness, mine's not the same size as Cindy's. That's okay. There is not a right and a wrong to your cards, okay? Okay, so 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. Now I need a piece of white. This might be the tricky part because I don't know if I have any white cardstock. Oh, hark. Ha! I do have some white cardstock right near me. It's a brand new full sheet, but that doesn't matter. So this is going to be 3 3/8 by 3 3/8 because we did 3 1/2, right? So 3/8 are the smaller, or the bigger ticks, I guess. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. And we're going 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we need to do that again. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Now, if I did all my cutting right, which let's hope so, this should, yes, lay like a mat. Okay. That's what I want. Now, here's a little trick for you. It's not right, it's not wrong. You do what you want. It's your card. But when I did this one, I did this part first, and then I was kind of struggling to get this on. So what I would probably suggest is working kind of backwards. So I would probably do this part, and then this part. I know it's a little bit counterintuitive, And you're like, well, that's a little bit silly. Why would you do that? Well, because you want to make sure you have enough room for your font and your writing. Now, if you don't want to put that, which I'm just looking, all of my inks that I need are in my bag for my workshop tomorrow night. That's okay. We can improvise. We can improvise. Then you can go ahead and, like if you don't want to put the font, or if you want a different font, or what have you, that's up to you. This is your card, so you can do whatever you want with your card. It's just a little bit of a trick that I found when I was doing mine, that I thought, oh, I wish I had thought of that before I actually glued it, or before I had actually stamped everything. So so I'm going to do my holidays kind of close to the bottom. And I'm having to use garden green because, like I said, all of my inks are packed away from my workshop tomorrow night that I'm doing. I'm doing a fundraiser for a charity, for the Alzheimer's Society, actually. I'm very excited about. So while I was recording this video, I thought, oh, I'll come and pack. And then I thought, oh, I need to do my video. And so I didn't really think that through very well as to how are you going to do your video with no inks. But you know what? I think I have enough colors that I can accomplish what I need to accomplish, right? All right. So here's my happy. So I'm doing a happy holidays. Again, personal preference. I try to mix it up when I'm doing cards, just because sometimes people don't like the Merry Christmas. Sometimes people don't like Happy Holidays. So I just kind of do a variety. Okay, so there is my Happy Holidays. Now, if you're using red ink, you'll know my Stampin' Scrub is in my bag as well. This is why I'm using a baby wipe. Should have probably thought my process through a little bit better on this, huh? So you'll know that red ink stains your fingers for a couple days. And so keep that in mind. All right, so now that I have this part done, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my bouquet of flowers here. Now, if you're not familiar with the stamp set, Christmas Greenery, it's stunning. It's probably one of my top favorite holiday sets. And it's definitely one of those ones that I thought, oh, I don't know if I need this. And then I got it and I was like, oh, I absolutely need that. I have lots of Christmas. I think everybody has a lot of Christmas sets. But for me, I'm very selective as to which sets I purchase. And this one I liked because I could see a lot of versatility with this one. I could see it being not just Christmas. I could see it being all occasions as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come and I'm going to try to center this. I'm going to push hard. I usually like to stand when I'm stamping, but there we go. So it's not centered. Like it's not perfectly centered on my paper, and that's okay. I don't think that it always has to be. So I think sometimes it's nice to kind of do your own thing. Now, I'm going to be 100% honest because we're all friends here. And I know I need this stamp. This one is my problem child. And this one. I don't normally take out all my stamps ahead of time, but today is an exception, friends. Okay, I'm going to take, I think I'm done with this big one. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this little flower, and I'm going to use Pretty in Pink. And did you know this is a two-step stamping stamp? Do you know it took me about 3 times of using this set before it actually clued in that that's what this was? It was actually on a video, one of my live videos on Monday night, I think it was. And I kind of had this whole like aha moment. Wee bit embarrassing, but actually kind of funny all at the same time. Because that's kind of how I roll. Like, what you think you're going to see is not what you're always going to see, because I mess up quite often. And I think that's what makes paper crafting so much fun, is when we all mess up and we can laugh at each other and laugh at ourselves and all the things. I'm going to use Pool Party for this, and I'm going to do these larger flowers. Oh, which I didn't actually even take out. That was kind of silly of me, was it? By golly gosh, it was. Okay, here we go. So I went to do my video Monday night, my live video, and I couldn't go live onto my YouTube channel, which caused me a little bit of heartache, but so I know when we go live in our groups for the SSS events, for our teams. Sorry, I am trying to think and talk at the same time. That's a challenge for me. Yeah. Well, I'll be darned. What the heck? Guess I should have gone with my... There we go. Let me just re-ink that. I don't know why I was struggling with that one. That was difficult. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't go live on Monday, and I don't know. There was a big outage, so I don't know if that had something to do with it. Like Amazon was down, and I don't know if it was that or it was the operator. It's always hard to tell. Okay. Now you'll notice I'm leaving this one till the end. And there's a reason. Because that one always, I don't know why I struggle with that one. And I do think it's just me that struggles. It's like I can't get it to line up right. I'm not sure why. Okay, so hopefully you guys have this stamp set. It is in back order right now. I think more for the dies than the actual stamp set, but I would strongly suggest that once you have this come back in stock, the minute you see it come back in stock, I would snatch it right up, because this one is definitely a beautiful one. I have done this one with blends as well, and it's still stunning. I just love two-step stamping. That was actually one of the things that sold me on Stampin' Up! Was the first time I saw two-step stamping. That and heat embossing. So hopefully, I know everybody's a little bit different as to your story and what the one thing was that made you go, oh, love this. For me, it was two-step stamping and heat embossing. I'd be curious to know what your thing was that you fell in love with. Okay, so now here is my one piece that I struggle with. This one. It's definitely the operator. Now, if I would pay attention, this is notched out, right? So that has to mean something to me, right? So you guys are going to have a good laugh at me here, because every time I do this, I struggle. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to struggle today. Am I getting wiser in my... It's hard to kind of see. I'm just going to move this towards... I know you guys can't see me on camera, but there we go. I think that's exactly what I want. Okay, so I'm going to go this way. And I like to stamp with my head in the camera. Because, well... Okay, hang on. I can't actually even see where I'm stamping because... Okay, I think that's what I want to do. Right there. There! I did it! So you can see how vibrant that is, right? It's quite stunning. Okay, here we go. Now, just before we finish the... Ooh, my stamps, my ink pad is doing something wild on me there. Before I go ahead and finish this, though, I'm going to glue this down. And then we're going to, dress this up just a hair. So here is my old olive. Okay. And now this is going to be the other white piece that I could write my message on. Now, here's the thing with this one. I'm going to leave this up to you as far as a creative license and how you decide to approach this. So here is my card. I tucked this one in so it was very flush with my crease. And then I laid this down and then I lined this up. Okay, that's how I chose to do mine. Now, if you would like to kind of stagger these like this, or however much you want, that's up to you. You can do that. To me, I want this to be a hidden message. So I like to kind of tuck it back behind. So then the message that I'm writing to my friends, which I just realized I put too much glue on that because I'm talking and not paying attention, is hidden. Okay, so when you go to glue this, try not to just do what I just did and over glue. So I'm going to tuck this up here, flush. Okay, and then I'm going to close this and I'm going to put my glue here. I'm going to line that up so it's perfectly flush. Okay, now one last thing before you run away on me. We need to add some bling because a card is not a card without some bling. So I'm going to put this back on here, maybe. So what I like to do is I like to use the green. So these are the embellishments that coordinate with this suite. So I like to put the green inside the blue flowers because I think that's pretty special. And then I like to put a nice big gold one right there in the center of the poinsettia. Okay, because they say you should always do those in multiples of 3 or 5, odd numbers. Okay, so here is your card. Hopefully I didn't go over my time. Okay, so I hope you love that because I think this is a really super fun, easy card to do. And I hope you fall in love with it and I hope you'll give it a try. And again, if you have any questions, you can always reach me on Facebook, Instagram, email, wherever. Yeah, we'll talk to you very soon. And thank you again for participating in our fundraiser. And together we're making a very big difference. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great day and we'll chat soon. Bye, everybody.